now you got Boots Ennis who's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know.
Man, great. Bud always been like that. Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid.
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, split Islam. He looked at excellent.
Is there anybody?
Most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
Stay away from it. And by the way, there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all, I am not exaggerating. Yeah. You know how I got calls.
Terence Bud, Crawford shocked the boxing world yet again. After securing the most significant victory of his career, he joined a live interview to reflect on the moment. By defeating Canelo Alvarez, Crawford made history as the first fighter ever to become undisputed champion in 3 different weight classes.
Everything you said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time.
Right.
He fought 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. He said timing was everything. Perfect timing, everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford his credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Not even just beating your opponent. For your mind to be that fresh, come fighting that.
It's the reason.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all? It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so. Yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Just do what he would. He at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
He's now gearing up to face Jaron Bananis. That's right, one of the most avoided names in the sport and one of the most dangerous young title holders in boxing today. And suddenly, the man many once labeled the greatest of his era is being placed right in the crosshairs. This matchup could symbolize a passing of the torch, or it could expose flaws on either side. Or maybe it will be the moment Crawford proves, without any doubt, that he's simply on another level. Let's break it all down. Terence Crawford didn't just beat Canelo Alvarez, he flipped the entire boxing landscape on its head. Before that fight, the doubters were loud. Could someone who made his name at 135, 140, and 147 pounds really stand up to Canelo, a true 168-pound powerhouse?
Should Bud go to 160? I think Bud should do what he want to do. Are you going to the Crawford parade on Saturday? I believe I am going. Yes, I believe that I am going. I have to look at my schedule and stuff.
After that victory, no one was wondering whether he was great. That was already obvious. The real debate became whether he belongs in the conversation for the greatest of all time. But with greatness always comes a target on your back.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round, so
yeah.
Honestly. But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
Jaron "Boots" Ennis has had Crawford in his sights for a long time. With an undefeated record, 30 wins, all by knockout, he built a reputation at welterweight as the guy nobody wanted to face. Fighters openly admitted they didn't want any part of him. Ennis brings speed, explosiveness, and raw power every time he steps into the ring. And at just 27, he's still right in the middle of his physical prime.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
4 years, fans have imagined what a clash would look like between Crawford, the master strategist, and Boots, the hungry young lion tearing through the division. Now it's no longer just speculation. Crawford has made it clear that he's ready to bring this fight to life.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
Crawford didn't dodge the topic when it came up in his live interview after beating Canelo. When asked about facing Boots, he simply said he was willing to make it happen, and the boxing world exploded. Why? Because Crawford has zero obligation to take this fight. He could walk away today, undefeated at 42-0, and his legacy would be secure. Yet here he is openly entertaining a matchup with Boots, a fighter most people in the sport won't even bring up by name.
A lot of people compare Ennis with Crawford, but Ennis always says he's got a completely different style, and the only similarity is they both switch. Do you agree with that?
I 100% agree with that. Me personally, I think that Terence Crawford boxes a hell of a lot more in the moment, phenomenal fighter in the moment. And I think Ennis is a lot more of a chess player.
That's a big part of why fans love Crawford. He doesn't just show up for the blockbuster matchups. He steps into the fights that most people think he should steer clear of.
About the Terence Crawford fight, I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering those questions. You know, and if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I wanted it to happen, but if not, yeah.
So what weight would Crawford and Ennis even meet at? Boots currently holds the WBA title at 147 pounds. But Crawford has already moved past that division. He's been competing at 154 and just shocked the world by taking on the challenge at 168. There's virtually no scenario where he cuts all the way back down to welterweight. The fight would almost certainly land at 154 pounds, maybe even 160. Ennis is fully capable of moving up, while Crawford, at 38, has no reason to put his body through a severe weight cut again. That makes 154 or possibly 160 the most realistic options.
That's the fight that everybody wants to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called. And we said, we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net, acting like this, acting like.
That's where things get tricky. At the higher weight classes, Crawford isn't quite as fast as he was at 147, but he's still incredibly sharp and technically brilliant. Boots, on the other hand, is younger, hits harder, and is still growing into his full physical strength. That contrast is exactly what makes this matchup so compelling. Here's an unusual twist. Boots actually worked with Canelo as part of his preparation for the Crawford fight.
What do you like watching now?
Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, I love watching Boots. Boots got game.
I love fighter.
People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I mean? Every now and then he mess on the defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford. Because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal. You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots, because Boots got enough tools to be.
This isn't just another matchup. There's a personal edge to it. For Boots, the fight could feel like a chance to reclaim pride. For Crawford, it might be about making a statement. You helped the man who tried to beat me, and I still came out on top. Now I'll beat you as well. The boxing community is buzzing. Analysts like Max Kellerman argue that Crawford should continue fighting because he's proven he can dominate at any weight class he steps into. Others, such as Eddie Hearn, think the smarter move would be to retire undefeated right now and protect his legacy.
Although first things first, a lot has been made about your sparring session with Boots, with Boots Ennis. How did that happen? What happened?
I cannot say much, but he called us and say if he can go and sparring with me and everything. I say, of course, right? A fighter like me, we always want a great sparring because there is the thing, right? And I have history with the family because 14 years ago, his older brother helped me for Sugar Shane Motley and Alfonso Gomez. So it's Derek Ennis. So he helped me. So he was 14 years old at that time, by the way. And it was good, very good. And I'm very grateful with him because he made that time to go and give me a good.
Some fighters, like Boots, are calling on Crawford to challenge himself once more. While analysts say Crawford has already accomplished everything there is to achieve, fans are excited to see whether the seasoned veteran can overcome the rising star. These clashes between established champions and emerging talent are what make boxing so compelling.
I was here, Keith. You ready?
man?
Yeah, of course, baby.
Going this way?
Yeah, man. You know, it's a fight you ain't gonna want to miss, man. One time back. I told you the comeback 2025. It's a key.
What do you think about Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp?
Hey, good stuff.
You think that matters?
That's beautiful.
Anywhere.
That's beautiful, man. You know, when you.
It's a good move.
That's world class. That's, you know, I mean, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, you know. His champions working with champions, you know. In the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, you know. It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Mark with Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss. You're the best.
You know, so I like it.
So, how might this matchup play out? Crawford is an exceptional switch hitter, comfortable fighting from both orthodox and southpaw stances. He studies his opponents carefully, adjusts his approach throughout the fight, and usually finishes with a strong showing. In my view,
he's not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So, yeah.
Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like once again, like he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
Boots is dynamic, unpredictable, and incredibly athletic. He attacks from unconventional angles, carries genuine knockout power in both hands, and has the speed to close distance against any opponent. On the other hand, Crawford brings experience, tactical intelligence, and composure to the ring. Boots' edge comes from his youth, explosive style, and relentless drive. A fight between them would be non-stop action. The key question is whether Crawford's age, he's 38, could be a factor. By that stage, many fighters have either retired or lost much of their prime.
Should Crawford retire? Do you know what? Someone said the other day, and it's very true because I actually said it about Usyk. We've got a real tendency, haven't we, to kind of try and retire people off. Do you know what I mean? Like I said with Usyk, I think now he should retire. And everyone's like, why do you want him to retire? It's like, I just think it's a great way to go out. I actually also think that Crawford could move down and win a world title at 160. And that would make him, what, 6 division champ? 5, 35, 40, 47, 54, 6 division champion. But the problem is Terence Crawford now is really only going to want to fight for big money. And there's only certain fights that can generate that kind of money. So Shakur, he was obviously very close to him, seemed to say, so maybe that's it.
Crawford isn't like most fighters. He's disciplined, still in peak form, and recently defeated Canelo, the pound-for-pound king. Time may be undefeated, but Crawford shows no signs of slowing down. If Boots wants to beat him, the timing has to be perfect. That's why opinions are split. Some think Crawford will school him, while others believe Boots could pull off a shocking victory. If this matchup happens, it would be monumental. The established legend facing the rising star, the undefeated veteran against the hungry contender. Crawford chasing his legacy versus Boots chasing his first defining triumph. A win for Crawford would cement him as the standout fighter of his era. A win for Boots would instantly make him boxing's new face. Either outcome would be a win for the sport. The storyline gets even more intriguing after Crawford's recent victory over Canelo. He hinted at retirement, suggesting he wants to discuss his future with his team. Some advisors, including figures like Eddie Hearn, think he should retire now, protecting his flawless record and leaving as one of the all-time greats. But Crawford showing interest in facing Boots suggests he still has the fire. He may be chasing one more generational triumph before stepping away.